Greetings once again, Shinobi. Duuz-Diz-Din back once again with another chapter of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. Last time, Mitsuki had knocked out Kawaki in order to pursue Boruto on his own, still under the belief that Boruto was the one who injured Kawaki in a way that was flipped, which angered Mitsuki to no end, not realizing that he was attacking his friend, all the while Shikamaru is trying to get in contact with Boruto, now knowing that something is up with everyone's memory. But as Mitsuki catches up to Boruto and the two engage in combat, Boruto consecutively gets one over on Mitsuki, showing his incredible skill. When Boruto manages to get the best of Mitsuki, and Mitsuki readies himself to die, Boruto tells Mitsuki that his readiness to die isn't because he's given up hope, but because he has lost his way. The person he idolizes, Kawaki, isn't who he feels he should be, someone bright, shining, and bringing a joy to Mitsuki's life. Boruto says it's him. And even when Mitsuki manages to get one over on Boruto, positioning himself to kill him, Mitsuki finds himself questioning why Boruto doesn't retaliate. Boruto once again pushes that deep down Mitsuki knows that Kawaki is not who he wishes to follow. When Mitsuki pushes why Boruto killed Naruto, Boruto lets Mitsuki know Naruto and Hinata are still alive, something Shikamaru hears. Later, Shikamaru and Boruto continue their conversation, with Shikamaru wanting to know more about omnipotence, but Boruto makes sure to let Shikamaru know that things regarding to omnipotence have a tendency of leaving the minds of other people, no matter how much he tries to explain it. More specifically, how many times Sarada and Sumire have tried to explain. But it seems as though Shikamaru figuring things out on his own helps to undo some of the brainwashing. But Boruto lets Shikamaru know there's no full way to undo this strange jutsu. But Boruto is fine with that, as he feels that the issue lies mostly between him and Kawaki, and that it's only through getting Kawaki to see the error of his way that Boruto can be free, or that Naruto can be freed. While Shikamaru is in a bit of disbelief, saying that all things considered, Boruto should have every right to want to kill Kawaki, Boruto dismisses this, simply wanting to slug Kawaki one and have his brother back. And so the two plan, with them being in agreement, Boruto will continue to be hunted, and as not to rile suspicion from Kawaki, they won't go after him just yet. The plan has been set, but elsewhere, others plan as well. The beings created from the divine tree are studying, learning, and growing, at least mentally, with the leader Jura ultimately finding that nothing he reads gives him the answers he seeks, and so he wishes to finally pursue the object of his desire devouring, Naruto himself. How will Jura go about this? Join me as I find out, won't you? Alright, our chapter has a cover with Jura on it. Still wondering who Jura was made from, especially considering that they made Jura their leader. So strange. I mean, part of me is just like, is that Ishiki? At the same time, it's like, no, it couldn't be. Could it? Alright, chapter 8. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Now what happens? I will never give up the fight. Love that Sonic. Oh. Okay, so we pick up with Ada using her Senringan to look at the conversation Boruto had with Mitsuki, with Boruto saying, "I'm your son. It's that simple. Come find me anytime." Oh god, as Ada observes this, she thinks to herself, stop it, that's like too cool. Oh gosh. Oh no, don't tell me she's developing feelings for Boruto. It's funny because I still remember the conversation they had previously. But, I mean, to a certain degree, I kind of get it. Kawaki has gone too far to the dark side, whereas Boruto, to a certain extent, kind of acts like Kawaki used to act. Aloof, willing to get a little rough, but with a good heart. But it's more obvious in Boruto than it was with Kawaki. Speaking of which, Kawaki calls out to Ada, with Delta standing next to him. He tells her, quit standing around, hurry up and track Mitsuki down before that bastard Boruto gets away. Ada tells him, Hold on, I need a minute. Delta scowls saying, hey Kawaki, what's with your rude attitude towards dear Ada? You're pissing me off. Kawaki snaps back saying, I don't care how you feel. Go ahead, be mad. But you also have Damon eyeing him down too. Jeez, I'm gonna be honest, between Damon and Delta, if they decide to tag team Kawaki's ass, I mean, he's improved. But I kind of think they'd take him. Ada then says, found him in the forest, 20 plus kilometers south of the Great Gate. Kawaki readies himself saying, he's mine. Let's go, Delta. he insults her, then he wants her to back him up. He flies off, and Delta calls him a scumbag as he takes off. She then says to Ada, I'm heading out, dear Ada. I'll yell at him real good for you, okay? Ada says, thank you, Delta. Be careful. Watch over Kawaki. Delta gives her a thumbs up and takes off. It's still so weird that... well, we're kind of to a certain degree allied with Kashin Koji, but Delta kind of being an ally to some degree too is kind of weird. Although I'm not mad at it, because out of a lot of the Kara members, I don't know, I kind of like Delta the most, just because she has the most attitude. As Delta takes off, Ada watches in silence. Wow, Delta caught up with Kawaki real fast. As she catches up to Kawaki, she shoots him a mean glance saying, the moment dear Ada tires of you, I'm gonna kill you. And Kawaki simply says, once I'm done with my goals, I'll go away on my own. Man, what a mindset. We then see one of the Clawgrim racing through the forest. We then have the communication continued between Boruto and Shikamaru, with Boruto explaining, Shikamaru asking, so not only are they self-aware, they've already started evolving into divine trees too? You gotta be joking. Divine trees suck up all life on the planet, right? So this planet's doomed? Boruto tells him, we're not there yet. But if Kawaki or I are devoured, they'll finish evolving and bear chakra fruit. Then the planet will die. I always comment that this is essentially just Tree of Might, but I have no problem with that because Tree of Might is one of my favorite Dragon Ball movies. And it's not like they ever really brought back those trees after the fact, so I'm still kind of cool with this. They created a whole lore around that. And I love still having Ino just listening into all of this, and it's just like, man, I really have to wonder what her mind has been thinking through all these exchanges. Like, what the hell? Shikamaru communicates saying, speaking of divine trees, Team 10's, man, I haven't had to say her last name in a long time, Kazamatsuri Moegi became a tree after a Clawgrim ate her. It happened to others regardless of age or gender. What's up with that? Boruto thinks for a moment, then says, the Ten Tails are using their chakra. That's why they're still alive. For what purpose? I'm not sure yet. Shikamaru then questions, Boruto, how much do you actually know? Which is a good question. It's like, dude, how much do you really know about what's going on here? But let's face it, you're getting probably more info than you ever would have gotten without Boruto, so just be thankful for what you're getting right now, because I don't know if he has more information. I mean, this feels like about it, but there's always a chance he knows more. Oh, suddenly someone else does a mental communication saying, incoming message from Kawaki Lord A. Shall I connect you? Shikamaru tells him, give me a sec. He then communicates with Ino saying, Ino, I have another transmission via the sentry unit. Any worries this convo will be overheard? Ino tells him, every transmission is individual and separate, so it's fine. He'll be the only one who can hear both of them. Shikamaru then says, apologies, sensory unit. Patch him through. Yes, sir. God, these mental communication, like, the mental communication aspect of all of this has been the biggest thing for keeping Ino relevant to the plot of any given story. Feels so bad for Choji. I mean, Shikamaru's the aide to the Hokage / current Hokage, and Ino controls all communication. And then there's Choji, off doing Choji stuff. Shikamaru then gets on the telepathic line with Kawaki saying, Shikamaru here. What is it? Kawaki tells him. Ada's pinpointed Boruto's location. He's south of the village, not too far. I'm headed there now. Shikamaru, he's playing both sides. Shikamaru says, the southern woodlands. What could he be doing there? And Boruto's hearing this. Well, he's hearing Shikamaru's side of things because they're in communication. Kawaki says, who cares? Delta will rush attack first from above. I'll then follow and will pinch him. And Ino's hearing this too. Shikamaru tells him, calm down, Kawaki. Don't be rash. Remember, he's gotten stronger. Wait for backup. Kawaki tells him, I don't have the luxury, Mr. Shika. You want him to get away? Later, Lord Eighth. I'll be in touch. Oh, Boruto says later, Lord Eighth. I'll be in touch. And he uses the space-time jutsu? Yeah, space-time jutsu, the flying thunder god technique, in order to teleport away. Meanwhile, as Ada and Kawaki approach the destination, Delta tells him, hey, aren't we almost there? But suddenly Kawaki comes to a dead stop, catching Delta off guard, who says, don't stop so suddenly. Kawaki looks around saying, that's weird, I don't sense him. Delta observes as well and then says, maybe he sensed you coming. Kawaki says, no, I haven't felt his aura once, so it's gotta be the same for him. He vanished before he perceived me. Delta says, yeah? How unlucky for you. But it's obvious that Kawaki's pondering the situation. Kinda hope that Shikamaru didn't kinda give away his position too soon. I will say though, if it happens one more time, I think Kawaki's gonna start putting together what's going on, but I don't think he should have realized already. Mitsuki then arrives at the house, where Ada and Damon are still hanging out. Naturally, he has the immediate infatuation going on, and he says, oh, apologies, I didn't realize you were here. I hope I'm not intruding. Ada says that you do such a thing to Kawaki was a total surprise. Though, interestingly enough, Mitsuki kind of gains his composure. Approaching a bit, he says, was he mad? Ada tells him, hard to say. He told me to find you, but it was simply to locate Boruto. He flew off as soon as I did. Mitsuki simply says, I guess he feels it was a waste of time to berate me. Ada eyes Mitsuki down, and Damon, interestingly enough, chimes in, questioning, saying that doesn't make you sad? And again, I guess they've spent a lot of time together, all things considered. I'm just interested in the fact that Damon seemed to have taken an interest in that. Mitsuki tells him, not really. That itself doesn't matter to me. That's what I've felt for quite some time now. Mitsuki and Ada then lock eyes, and Mitsuki says, Ada, up until I met you, I'd never known the emotion love. Ada then questions, are you hitting on me? That'd be a waste of your time. Mitsuki says, no, I know it's false, a result of your ability. Rather, I'm thanking you, for if it wasn't for you, I may have gone through life without ever experiencing this splendid emotion. I wonder if it's because I'm an artificial person created from scratch. It's not just love. I really don't understand who I even am. I don't think it mattered as long as I had a son who continuously illuminated me. You could even say that most things didn't matter to me, including myself. But I was wrong. Given the nature of both Ada and Damon, I guess they could kind of relate to Mitsuki to some degree. Mitsuki continues on saying, yeah, because if I don't bother to give myself affirmation first, I'll lose sight of who my son is. What the most important thing is before I'm even aware of it. Ada says, and Boruto made you realize this? That's great. Not really letting on that she knows more than she probably should, but I mean, given her abilities. Mitsuki then says, this might be a bit presumptuous of me, but I think we are similar. I don't know why I love Kawaki. Both are starting to kind of see Mitsuki is kind of drifting away from that notion because of the time he spent with Kawaki, and kind of realizing, despite his memories being rewritten, he doesn't feel that same feeling he would with Boruto, not really understanding why. Whereas Ada has a little bit more naturally come to that feeling, also because of the time she spent with Kawaki. It's actually kind of funny. Spending time with Kawaki is such a turnoff that it made two people who are irrationally in love with him completely lose interest. That is actually kind of weird. Ada says, But that's what love is. Your chest tightens just thinking about him. It doesn't really matter why it happens. You simply can't comprehend that because my ability caused you to experience false love. Mitsuki says, yeah, you might be right. It's just, I was scared. When I realized that who I thought of as my son may not be so, I then feared losing it. So I stopped thinking about whether or not that son was the real thing. Ada questions, you're saying I'm the same? And I'm a foolish girl who's in love with being in love? Mitsuki says, I didn't mean it like that. Sorry, I guess I was being presumptuous. Ada says, maybe, but can I be blunt with you? We're talking about love right now. Talk about drama. You just break the emotion of what you're talking about right now. Even Damon's like, what? What's wrong with you guys? I guess it's because like two gossiping schoolgirls, essentially. And you're both teenagers, so like I kinda get it. Hormones and all that good stuff. Terrible time, terrible. Mitsuki blushes a little and then says, well, I suppose it doesn't matter. But Ada then thinks back to Boruto's words, I'm your son. It's that simple. And then she says, I think I want to have a long talk with Boruto. It's an interesting kind of situation, just because it's a kind of love experience from a different angle. When it came to Kawaki, it was more of a love at first sight, but the more she experiences Boruto, the more interested she becomes. Which, there might have, because she already said that way back when Boruto came to his decision about leaving the village and all that her opinion of him had changed greatly. And now with the maturity that Boruto shows, her interest kind of grows more and more. It's kind of interested to see where that goes, but I'm not sure how I really feel about it. We then pick back up with the Clawgrim we saw running through the forest, and then we cut over to where Jura and Hidari were hanging out previously. Jura sets his book down saying, it should be time. And he puts his hands in his pocket from his sitting position and he leans back into the cube he was resting against. His head then pops out of the Clawgrim that's running through the forest. He looks around, saying, yes, this is good. Come, Hidari. Jura then leaps out of the Clawgrim and Hidari follows. And then we see them at the gate of the Hidden Leaf Village. Meanwhile, Ino's having a conversation telepathically with Shikamaru, where she questions, do you believe what Boruto said, Shikamaru? Shikamaru tells her, I know what you want to say, but as I told you earlier, this is top secret. Don't disclose this to anyone else, no matter your own personal opinion. Says, I know, it's just so hard to believe. But suddenly another communication chimes into Shikamaru, saying, Lord Eighth, trespassers, too near the Great Gate, checking chakra signatures. One is unknown. The other is a match. It's Sasuke Uchiha. I don't know if Sarada and Sumire sense their entrance or they got the communication, but Sarada turns thinking, Dad? Oh, God. Oh, that's right. She's Hidari's target. I forgot about that. Hidari asks Jura, so where is he? Naruto Uzumaki. Jura tells him, I don't know his location, but I can tell. Some part of him senses where Naruto is? Suddenly, some Leaf Village personnel appear on the top of one of the buildings, overlooking Jura and Hidari. One of them calls out, listen up. If you move even an inch, we'll deem you foes. You there, are you Sasuke Uchiha? Why are you trespassing? Hidari slowly looks up to them. Meanwhile, Shikamaru tells everyone, follow protocol. Evacuating civilians is the top priority. Suddenly, Ada chimes into the mental communication saying, Shika dear. Shikamaru says, Ada, sorry, but I'm busy right now. I'll get in touch later. Ada tells him, it's about those trespassers. And then Shikamaru is all ears. Ada says, I saw them a little while earlier. I apologize for not reporting it sooner. They're ten-tails. I don't know how, but they're self-aware, so it goes without saying that they're enemies of Konoha. And we see that Hidari and Jura made quick work of those ninjas, as they are all each impaled on tree roots. Jeez. As they stroll through Konoha, Jura turns saying, look at this, Hidari, a rare bookshop. And Jura just strolls right on in. He looks at the wares saying, how magnificent. This unexpected encounter looks promising. Hidari calls out, so he's here? Naruto Uzumaki? Jura says, what amuses me is you asking that with a straight face. I don't know why that interaction makes me laugh. Suddenly, Hidari notices something approaching, leaps up as the metal spikes that Kawaki can summon land near his feet. Hidari jumps up. Jura sees this going on, as suddenly Kawaki comes flying in, coming at Hidari. He manages to get a kick in, with Hidari managing to shield himself, but he's still thrown back. Hidari screeches to a halt as Kawaki lands with Delta landing behind him. Kawaki questions, "Who are you? Why do you come to Konoha?" Jura exits the bookshop saying, "Do not fight in front of the shop. You'll damage the treasure trove, Kawaki." I love that he's just like, don't hurt the books. They ain't done nothing to you, man. I don't know why I don't know why I'm getting such a kick out of that. Like, he's so in love with the books. But suddenly, tree roots sprout up from beneath Kawaki, enveloping him, much to Delta's shock. And as Kawaki is hoisted into the air, Jura leaps up towards him. But Kawaki activates his Sukuna Hikona and shrinks down right as Jura delivers a kick that destroys the branches where Kawaki was. Kawaki then reappears behind Jura and tries to go in with his right hand turned into a claw. But Jura sees it coming and just, breaks through it like it was nothing. I mean, it's not like we've never seen that before, but dang, just one punch, just bam, like it was, well, a tree branch. Kawaki's taken off guard, thinking to himself, what? Jura says, I won't kill you yet, so be still, Otsutsuki. And he just decks Kawaki in the face, then kicks him into a water tank, where Kawaki is just caught. He is just like stuffed in there. It makes me think of the fight that Naruto and Sasuke had where they damaged those water tanks on the roof of the hospital. Delta flies out, calling out to Kawaki. Wait a minute. He's noticing Naruto Uzumaki, but Naruto isn't around. I thought he would go after Kawaki, but he notices something in the distance. He's not going after Himawari, is he? He says, there you are, Naruto Uzumaki, as Delta is cradling Kawaki, who is knocked the F out. Delta says, hey, wake up, Kawaki. Jura calls out, Hidari, he's here, close by. Hidari questions, are you sure? Jura says, he's a Jinchuriki who bears the Biju. As an incarnation of a fellow Biju, I can sense the Biju chakra dwelling inside him. What? Wait, I kept wondering about the fact that Himawari and Boruto have the whiskers on their face. And wasn't that a marking of the fact that I wondered that for a while, but it never manifested. Naruto only had that, right, because of the nine-tailed fox. Does some element of Kurama's chakra exist within Boruto and Himawari? No way. I kept wondering if there was some way that Kurama could come back. I know it would be a bit of an ass pull, but I'm like, maybe there's some weird roundabout way. But technically, it wouldn't be the Kurama we know. Maybe, because think about the fact that part of Kurama's chakra was sealed inside of Minato when he died. And when he came back, he still had that chakra. We've seen that kind of stuff before. And even with the Gold and Silver brothers, because they ate of the nine-tailed chakra's flesh, they had the powers as well. We've seen it multiple times. Shoot, even a filler arc had gone down that road. Oh my god. Himawari has some element of the nine-tailed chakra inside of her. Because she is an offspring of Naruto who had the nine tails in him when they were conceived. I could see that happening. We see Sumire and Sarada running, and I still can't get over them just running in those heels. Like, come on. Sumire thinks to herself, the chakra is a match. It's Sasuke Uchiha. But then she remembers Boruto's words. Master was absorbed by Ten-Tail. So Sarada thinks, what's going on? Who is it that's come to Konoha? We then see Himawari running with the newer Ino Shikacho trio, Shikadai, Inojin, and Chocho. Shikadai says, listen up. Even if it is Master Sasuke, don't hesitate to strike. He's helping Boruto, which makes him just as much of a traitor. Inojin calls out to Himawari, don't worry, Himawari, I'll protect you. Is Inojin? God, that might be the only way his character stays relevant. If he's interested in Himawari, but suddenly Jura appears in front of the four of them. They all stop in their tracks as Jura and Hidari approach. Jura then locks eyes with Himawari, and Hidari says, "Which one is he?" Naruto Uzumaki. And Jura says, "This is odd. What in the world is going on here?" Oh my god. Okay, unless there's some weird thing going on where somehow Kawaki's subspace exists within Himawari, I really think Himawari might have some part of the Nine Tails in her to some degree. And it might not be just her, it might be Boruto as well. But maybe there's a greater concentration of it in Himawari than in Boruto. So maybe it's possible to transfer that power into Naruto, thus potentially giving him back the power of the Nine Tail. That's an entirely a possibility. And I wouldn't quite be opposed to that. Because, again, there were so many things that showed that Kurama's chakra could exist in a multitude of forms. So while yes, most people, again, would call it an asshole, I reiterate, there have been multiple people who have had the Nine-Tails Fox's chakra through a variety of weird and different means. So it is entirely the only reason Naruto still has the Nine-Tailed Fox's chakra, despite the fact that the 10-tail was fully formed, was because of that kind of a situation. Because of the weird way in which the Nine-Tails Fox's chakra keeps ending up being split off in a weird variety of ways. Oh my god, if I am right about this, oh baby. I was wondering, I'm like, okay, is he gonna hunt down Kawaki? Because is that how we'll end up coming to light what Kawaki did? But no, this is a completely different direction than I ever would have guessed. Oh no, I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of excited about this weird prospect. The mysteries keep coming one after the other. Ugh, what a time for Boruto to have left. His sister is in imminent danger. Oh man. Inojin, I don't think you're gonna be able to keep that promise of keeping Himawari safe. At the same time, I say it's about damn time Himawari got a little bit of the spotlight. Because if Himawari starts busting out some fox, powered stuff, oh dude. But it's been hinted for the longest time that there was something special about Himawari, but it's never been capitalized on. This might be it. So, I want to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts and theories in the comment section below. Also, remember to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the ride. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I hope to see you later. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.